and all the suffering indigenous populations in the damnable zoological republic are set free. Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile Chukwu okike abịa onye na-efe na aja aha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọbụla na ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebede ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro. Iwe nye anyị ndụ ala nke dị n'uwere n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọbụla na ya ka ike niile nọ n'ọbadara aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma anyị ga-ekele gị, nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee eziokwu mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na ihe ndị kwuru anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe. Agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbọgba ebe niile dị iche iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna n'ihere bụ nke ndị dị etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-eto gị, wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile, onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta, onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na ọtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise ise ise.
Our viewers, they suppress our connections, we suppress our people, they kick people out from view. Each time you come to view, you see a lot of attack. They suppress the viewers. They try to hinder people from hearing what we want to say, but we cannot stop. Even if it is one person that is watching, I will continue to preach my message. I don't care. If it is one person, two people, I will continue to say what I want to say. As long as I'm saying that which is right, standing on the truth, that is the most important thing. Stand on the truth. If you are a Biafran and you sincerely believe in the freedom of your own people, you must stand on the truth. It is only truth that can set you and I free. And when I speak about Biafra, I'm talking about the Biafra that our supreme leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in charge. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the supreme leader of IPOB, the supreme leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the movement, the Biafra movement that is raising hell now, the Biafra movement that the whole world knows about now. The leader is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We have had so many leaders in the past. We have had so many people lead the Biafra struggle in the past, and we appreciate them, we give kudos to them. Our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu, led Biafra. He didn't only lead Biafra, he fought for Biafra. He fought Biafran war until when it was declared no victor, no vanquish. And Dim Odumegwu still had this Biafran spirit in him until when he left us. And after then, Wazirike came on board. He fought for Biafra. He fought for Biafra and fought to his own extent. And then he went out. He couldn't be able to continue. Then our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came on board. When our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi came on board, it has become a different ball game. It has become a different ball game. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is now the leader of the struggle. No other person. You cannot change it. It doesn't matter how you try to change it. Every single human being living in the planet Earth, every Biafran child, every Biafran mother and father, they all know that the leader of the Biafran struggle today is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the struggle, and you cannot change it. You can do all your mago-mago, do all your write-ups, and do all whatever you want to do in the secret. But we know who our leader is. Every single one of us is upholding everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have put in place for us to get Biafra. And more reason why we must have to stand with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shoulder to shoulder is because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have sacrificed everything sacrificable and still willing to sacrifice more. He has given it all and he is standing tall, standing very strong, not giving up, not looking back until Biafra comes. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, that he will be with us until Biafra comes, and there is no giving up. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it is either Biafra or death. And since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made that statement up till now, he has never changed from that statement. He didn't only say it, he is working towards that. It is either Biafra or death. That was why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is unbribable. He's unbribable. They tried as much as possible to bribe him. They tried as much as possible to pet him. They tried as much as possible to distract him. They tried in so many angles to push him away, but they couldn't succeed. They couldn't succeed. What did they do? They connived to go to Kenya and kidnap our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. An innocent man. An innocent man. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was doing something that is wrong in United Kingdom for more than a decade, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was there preaching. If his message were wrong, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was a propagandist, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was telling lies, he would have arrested in London. At least if they didn't arrest him, we would have heard that the London Metropolitan Police invited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But we have never had anywhere. There is no record anywhere where they said that the police in the United Kingdom invited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for interrogation. We never heard that police anywhere in the world invited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for interrogation. For more than a decade, he was preaching. But because of the mindset of the African people, because of African mentality and their evil heart, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu decided to visit Africa, that was when the evil was unleashed. That was where the Britons saw where they're going to perpetrate their evil. They knew that ordinary British man will not allow such thing to happen in their land. Ordinary British people, they are wonderful and good people, and they will not allow such evil to happen in their land. But it was only when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stepped out of UK and he went to Africa, Africa being a lawless place, a place where people do what they want, people out of envy and jealousy can do anything. That was where the UK had the power to actually sponsor the evil they wanted against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And because there are some willing tools already, who are ready to give out their birthright for porridge. There are willing tools already, just like when you saw Judas. Judas, seeing every miracle Jesus did in his presence, knowing fully well the power that Jesus possessed, knowing fully well the sincerity and purity of Jesus, yet Judas betrayed Jesus Christ. And when they asked him, he said he thought he's going to disappear, that they won't be able to arrest him, not knowing that he was fulfilling the gospel. The same thing with the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the chosen one. We all believe and know that no man born of a woman can take his life. But there are still some willing tools among us who decided to give him up. But Jehovah Chukwu secured his life. Secured his life after all the torture in Kenya for 8 good days. He was sent to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition against international law. Nigeria committed that crime and damned the whole consequence. And that was where British came in. That is where British get involved, because that was an international crime. International crime. British are aware. United States is aware that this is a crime. Extraordinary rendition is a crime. A British citizen who traveled the British passport, that man was sent to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition. What did Britain do? They did nothing. They couldn't make a case for him. He was being tortured. They couldn't make a case for him. Instead, Britain were busy building their bilateral relationship with Nigeria. The same thing with the United States. Instead, United States were busy sending their delegates to Nigeria. They were having their bilateral relationship with Nigeria. But if it were to be that they are not interested, if it were to be that they are not involved, they would have given Nigeria sanction. At least sanction the officials of Nigeria to stop going abroad. But they never sanctioned them. Instead, they were even running towards Nigeria to embrace Nigeria after Nigeria have committed an international crime. After Nigeria have committed an international crime against our supreme leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, against the Biafran people, they refuse to say anything. That is how you know that the international community, they are against the Biafran people. They don't want us to go home. They don't care about us. They care about themselves. You're welcome, Ifoma Nwobodo. You're welcome. They don't care about us. They care about themselves. You see why every single one of us have to stand up and continue to follow the step which is going to give us freedom. You and I, we take our freedom by ourselves. And how are we going to take it? Nobody is asking you to pick up arms now. Nobody is asking you to go out and protest. Civil disobedience that we are backing on. Civil disobedience. Civil disobedience. That is the step forward. That is the only way we can follow to get our freedom. And when we say civil disobedience, we have seen it work. We are not just saying it because we like to say it. We are not just saying it because somebody preached this. We are not saying it because somebody suggested it. We are calling on civil disobedience because we have seen it work in several places. So many people have implemented it. Even other countries, in other parts of the world, they have implemented it and it worked. Including in the struggle of Biafra, we have implemented it and it works. That is why we are supporting the massive civil disobedience in Biafra land. It is not because somebody suggested it. You see some Biafrans today, they are trying to demonize civil disobedience, trying to run away from sit at home simply because it is our brother Simon Ekpa that is pushing it. That our brother Simon Ekpa is pushing it. Would that make you to leave something that is working and destroy it? Because of the hatred you have against one man, you decide to fight against yourself, against your own freedom. That is how low some people can go. That is why somebody will come out on his platform and say that instead of him to obey whatever Simon said, instead let Biafra not come. And yet some people are still listening to those kind of group of people. When we talk about freedom, every single human being that is mentally okay needs freedom. We need freedom. Every human being living on the planet Earth wants to be free. Freedom of expression, freedom to live the life you want to live, freedom to live a decent life. Even animals want their freedom, let alone human being. And it is the right of every human being to be free. United Nations supports it. So many laws of the world support it. So when we are asking for freedom, is it a crime? And you, simply because you hate a single man for no reason, for no particular reason, you hate a man, then because of that, you want to stand against everything that is working towards your own freedom and the freedom of your born children. Are you okay? Of course you are not okay. You are definitely not okay. If you are sane, if you're okay and sane, you will do the right thing. You will follow the right thing. It doesn't matter who makes a suggestion. It doesn't matter who brings a decision. It doesn't matter who directs what to do. Because today, we know that the leader of this struggle is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the only man who has been holding this flag, the only man who is whiter and whiter than snow, the only man who is whiter than snow. He has been proven innocent in all things. We have tested him and he is trusted. You cannot change it no matter how you try. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains the leader of the struggle of Biafra. He remains the leader of the struggle for Biafra. He is the leader. You can't change it. You can't change it, no matter how you try. Do you know how long it took Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to get where he is today? Do you know how long it took Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to win the mind of Biafran people? Biafran people are not pushed away. Biafran people are not easy people. To convince Biafrans is not easy. Do you know what it took Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? More than a decade to convince Biafran people to see him tested and trusted in all things. And you think all of a sudden you can come and push away that man. You can push him and put him under the background. You just try to make him irrelevant and try to exalt yourself. You have to work for it. For Biafran people, whatever you want to be in Biafra struggle, whatever you want to be, whoever you want to be, you have to work for it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu worked for the popularity he has today. He didn't beg for it. He didn't demand for it. He didn't cost anybody for it. He didn't force anybody for it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu worked for the integrity he has today. He has been tested in so many ways. He never collected any bribe. Up to the extent that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doesn't own his own personal account. He doesn't own a car. For how many years? With all the promises that have been made for him, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doesn't own a car. He doesn't own a personal account. He said it to one of his brokers that he is doing everything for Biafra, that until Biafra comes. If Biafra comes, if we want to leave him to die in hunger, it's up to us. But he knows that Biafrans are not going to leave him. He knows that Biafrans cannot leave him. Every word that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has is Biafra. His personality is Biafra. The breath he breathes is Biafra. That is why he tells you it's either Biafra or death. He doesn't own anything of his own. Everything he has is Biafra. He said it in his broadcast that he doesn't own a personal account. He doesn't own his own car. Everything you see him using, both clothes and everything, all those clothes you see him that people are jealous of, that the Janjaweed are jealous of, they are all gifts from Biafra people. Everything you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put on are bought by Biafran people. Biafran people give him as a gift. Biafran people give him gifts. That is why he said it. He said he doesn't want anything. He doesn't need any castle. He doesn't need anything until Biafra come. If Biafra come, if Biafrans will allow him to die in hunger, it's up to them. This is a man who has given it all. And today, revelations are coming. The underground plan that people are making to push him aside. Removing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as the director of Review Biafra. How can any normal human being even imagine that? That you want to remove our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as the director of Radio Biafra? How can any normal human being think of that? You remove him in paper. You remove him in paper. Do you think physically in the presence of Biafran people, can you ever on your in the whole of it, can you ever wipe away Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the heart of Biafran people? Every single Biafran, born and unborn, they know that the leader of the Biafran struggle today, the leader of Biafran struggle today is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He established the Radio Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the director of Radio Biafra. You are telling me that you remove his name from being the director because of his case, so that the case will affect him. Are you mad? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has so many videos. In every of his broadcasts, he will introduce himself. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, the director of Radio Biafra. Every single broadcast that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu makes, he will introduce himself. I am the director of Radio Biafra. So how does you removing the write-up from whatever agreement that, how does that change the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra? How does that change the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the director of Radio Biafra? But because of the evil intention, some people who think that they can be able to remove Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, some people who are trying so hard to make Mazi Nnamdi Kanu irrelevant. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is on a special mission chosen by Chukwu Okike Abiam, and the only person who can remove him is Chukwu Okike Abiam himself. Whenever Mazi Nnamdi Kanu goes astray, or when he has accomplished his assignment, Chukwu Okike Abiam will know the right thing to take him away. But as long as his assignment continues, he still have work to do. No man born of a woman can make Mazi Nnamdi Kanu irrelevant in the Biafran struggle. There is no place in the planet Earth today where you will mention Biafra without mentioning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Even the enemy of Biafra, once they mention Biafra, the next thing that comes to their mind is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is your responsibility. It is my responsibility to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not relegated to the background. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the face of Biafra. He is the face of Biafra. And when we are crying and shouting for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are actually talking for the freedom of Biafran people. Each time you stand on your platform and you are campaigning for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are campaigning for your own freedom. You are campaigning for your own. Don't think that you're just doing it for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are doing it for yourself. Each time you stand and you campaign for the freedom of Biafran people, you are campaigning for yourself. That is why every Biafran has to engage in the civil disobedience. We all have to be involved. We all have to be involved. You have seen it. Every day it is becoming more clearer that there are some people who are not willing to support the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who are not willing to support the coming of Biafra. Some people have taken Biafran struggle as a personal business. They have taken it as a business that must have to be prolonged. They have taken it as a business that must continue. But to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Biafra is not a business. Biafra is a project that must be accomplished as fast as possible. To Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Biafra is a project that must be accomplished as fast as possible. And that is why everywhere we are standing with him. People are standing with him. Children are standing with him. Mothers are standing with him. Sisters are standing with him. Because he knows what he wants. He is very, very consistent. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been singing when he started this struggle, the same song is what he's singing up to today. The same song is what he's singing today. Wake him up in his sleep, he will still tell you the same thing. It is either Biafra or death. So why would anybody begin to imagine to play Mazi Nnamdi Kanu low and bring him low? You cannot, and you will never succeed to make Mazi Nnamdi Kanu irrelevant. There is no way you can make Mazi Nnamdi Kanu irrelevant. It doesn't matter how you try. It doesn't matter the angle you're coming from. You cannot make Mazi Nnamdi Kanu irrelevant. He remains the face of the struggle. He remains the face of the struggle. If you want to join the broadcast, please keep your phone this way. If you want to join the broadcast, keep your phone this way. Do not keep your phone like this. If you want to join, keep your phone in this form. If you keep your phone parallel, then you can be able to join. But when you keep your phone straight, you cannot be able to join. That is the situation. Every single one of us have the right for our freedom. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not only fighting for the freedom of the Igbos, not fighting for the freedom of Biafrans alone, not fighting for the freedom of Southerners alone. He is fighting for the freedom of every indigenous tribe in that country called Nigeria, in extension for all black race. Fighting for all black race. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he's not just fighting for the Igbo people, not just fighting for the Biafran, not just fighting for the Southerners. He is fighting for every indigenous tribe. And he is very, very consistent. He's not going back in his word. What he says today, he will say tomorrow, and he will say the next day. Very consistent. When he says it is a Biafra or death, he wasn't joking about it. If he was joking about it, he has had several opportunities where gifts were offered to him. Several gifts have been offered to him, including oil well. He would have been as rich as he wants. If money was his problem, he would have been very, very rich. But that wasn't his problem. The problem of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is to make sure that Biafra land is secure, to make sure that we are free. That was why he went ahead to establish the ESN, Eastern Security Network. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not just wake up to go and establish Eastern Security Network. He didn't just wake up, he didn't just sleep and wake up, then he ran and opened Eastern Security Network. It took him time. First of all, he told these people who call themselves politicians, these governors, he wrote to governors. He wrote to the governors, provide a security outfit to guide Biafra land. Provide a security outfit to guide Biafra land. What did they do? Instead of providing that security outfit, they began to attack Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They did nothing. When he waited and waited, people were being killed in Biafra land. Lives were being taken. Our mothers were being killed. Women raped. Farmers could not go to the farm anymore. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu took it upon himself to establish Eastern Security Network to secure the Southeastern region. The old Southeastern region, the present South-South and the Southeast. And from the very first day he established that very organization, he told us that the work and duty of the ESN is in the bushes to stop the terrorists, that are attacking our people, to stop attacking, to prevent the terrorists from invading our land. And since then, up to date, the Eastern Security Network have been having their operations in the bushes. That is where they are still working to date, trying to prevent the terrorists from taking over our land. What did they do? They were not CTA certified. They came with their propaganda. They went and formed their unknown gunmen. The politicians went and formed their Dave Umahi and co. formed their unknown gunmen, trying to destroy the ESN. It wasn't. They couldn't be able to do it because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, before he established everything, he go on to prayer. He prays and hand every organization into the hand of Chukwuka. For you to destroy what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has built, it will take you million years, and you can't even succeed. For you to destroy anything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put in place, it will take your life. It will take your life because he doesn't just wake up and establish something. Every single thing he does it through prayer. After praying, Chukwuka make revelation. Tell him go ahead, and he will march. That was why when people were pushing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, declare Biafra, he said, I will not declare Biafra. It is not yet time to march because Chukwuka have not spoken. If Chukwuka have given him order to march, he will start the consultation. He will start the consultation after consulting all the Biafran regions. Then we will march. But because that permission has not been given, he never called for war. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never called for war. He has never, ever called for war. He has always been calling for referendum, 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 self-determination for my people. Up to date, until when he was kidnapped. That was his message. That was his message, and nothing more. And today, it is your responsibility, it is my responsibility to protect all those images that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had kept. Everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had put in place, it is your responsibility. It is my responsibility to protect it. Today, he's not here. No matter how they try to destroy the legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, every legacy that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had put in place, we must have to uphold it. He is the supreme leader of IPOB and the director of Radio Biafra. It cannot be changed. It cannot be changed. Those who are concocting that evil, those who are secretly trying to remove Mazi Nnamdi Kanu name from Radio Biafra, trying to say that he's no longer the same, he want to change, he want to do that, he directed, all those is not going to work. We know who the director of Radio Biafra is. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains the supreme leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, the arrowhead of the struggle today. Our eternal leader, the Odumegwu, have played his part. Even Owazirike played his own part. Today, we are in the era of our supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And as long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is alive with us, he remains the leader. It doesn't matter where he is. He remains the leader. He remains the leader of the struggle. That we said that we will not take order from him anymore from the captivity is because he is in the hand of the enemy. That doesn't remove him from being the leader. We are trying to exonerate him from the actions we are going to take because it is our responsibility to free him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot come and free us. He is in the hand of the enemy. He has suffered for us while he was with us. While Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was with you and I, he was fighting for us, giving everything for us, including his own parents. He submitted for us. Today, he's in the hand of the enemy. You are still waiting for him to come and fight for you from DSS. Are you not mad? Are you not wicked? Are you not wicked? It is only a wicked man that will still be waiting for somebody who has given everything, who has sacrificed everything. He is in the captivity. Now you cannot use your knowledge with everything you have learned from him to free him. You are still waiting for him. That was why we say we will not take any other day. So that when we begin to take any action we take, he will not be held responsible for our actions. Every single action that is being taken now to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are responsible. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not responsible for it because he's not the one giving the order. We are going to go extra mile to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is what it needs. To free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it needs you to go extra mile. And for you to go that extra mile, you don't expect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to tell you how to go extra mile. He has told us everything we need to know. He has told us in the past. Every lesson and lecture you and I need, he has given us in the past. It's only those poor students and those who have evil mind, those who are lying to themselves, those who are selfish, those who are trying to overthrow him and overtake him. They are the only people who are pretending as if they want to go and take order. What order? The order he has given for a very long time. The order he has given for a long time. Even when he was arrested earlier, he gave order. Did he obey? Did he obey? He didn't obey. It is our responsibility to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the time is now. Every Biafran have to prepare him or herself for what is about to come. From 15th, it is going to be a different ball game. It is going to be a different ball game. From 15th onward, it will be a different ball game. Any Biafran in Biafra land, you should wake up. Wake up and prepare yourself for what is about to come. If you have a brother who is in politics, a sister, uncle, auntie, that is a politician, you better tell them. They are part of those who are bringing the Janjaweed to come and kill our people. And we cannot have it anymore. Enough is enough. We can't have it anymore. Time have come when we will take our fate into our own hand. Time have come when we will free ourselves. We cannot continue to wait, and we cannot continue to watch our brothers and sisters' businesses destroyed. Enough is enough. We do not want the military in Biafra land anymore. in our streets, in our villages. We don't want them. They should go back to their barrack. Wherever their barrack is, even in Biafra land, if they have a barrack there, they should go back to that barrack and remain in the barrack. If they want a place to do training, they should go to the north, where the terrorists are. We don't have terrorists in Biafra land. There are no terrorists in Biafra land. The terrorists we see in Biafra land are in Fulani Janjaweed. The unknown gunmen are still the same people. They first of all started by making them unknown gunmen. When they saw that we have busted them, they gave them uniform as Ubago. They gave them uniform as Ubago because we busted them that they are the people who are sponsoring the unknown gunmen. When they gave them uniform, you saw what they were doing. The same thing they were doing when they were answering unknown gunmen. That was what they were doing with the uniform of Ubago, taking the life of innocent people everywhere. And you think they're going to go free? They cannot succeed and they will not go free. They won't go scot-free. Every single Biafran, wherever you are, you have to wake up. It is the time for us to stand up and fight. We have to wake up, follow the truth and pursue it. The only truth is that we have to follow that which is right to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Civil disobedient, only civil disobedient to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Sit at home on Sunday and on Monday. These are civil disobedient that are already working miracle. Economic sanction to the Janjaweed, economic sanction. Every one of us should embark on it, impose it, enforce it. We have to enforce economic sanction against the Janjaweed. Nobody will enforce it for us. We have to do it. It is our responsibility. You and I, you that is watching me. Even if you're not in Nigeria, call your families in Nigeria, call your friends, call your relatives who are in Nigeria doing business, who are in Biafra and doing business. Tell them to keep the revenue to themselves. Keep their revenue to themselves. They should keep their revenue themselves and stop sharing the revenue because it's going to be useful. From 15th of this month onwards, we do not want to see any Janjaweed again in our land, any military Janjaweed in military uniform, in any form of operation, in our streets, in our villages. We don't want to see them. We don't want to see them anymore. They should go back to their barrack. Any place they have a barrack, they should go there. They have killed enough. I shared a video where you see people, the way they are destroying Biafra, home of people, destroying homes in Biafra land. Even as you're watching this video, the operation is still going on. As you're watching this video, the operation is still going on. Home of Biafra people destroyed, properties destroyed, businesses destroyed. These people did not kidnap anybody. They were not seen with AK-47. They did not ask for ransom. They were not fighting anybody, simply because they are Biafran. They identify to be Biafran. That is why their business is being destroyed. That is why they are being killed. That is why their homes are being burnt. And you want us to fold our hands and continue to watch this evil. You want us to continue to fold our hands and watch it. We cannot fold our hands and watch it. We have taken enough already. We have had enough. We have had enough. And now is the time for action. We have to redeem ourselves. It is much more clearer than ever that nobody can stand for us. Nobody is fighting for us. Nobody will be there to fight for us. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told our politicians and those of us who are serving the caliphate that if you serve the caliphate, you will come back in shame. If you serve Nigerian caliphate, if you serve the British company called Nigeria, after serving it, you are going to come home in shame, if not dead. If you're not dead, you will come home in shame. And today, what are you seeing? Exactly what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said is what is playing out today. You have seen your Ebonyi State Governor, Dave Umahi. Dave Umahi today is having his own cup of tea. He's having his own cup. If they tell Dave Umahi that a court in that Janjaweed country will tell him to leave the office, will he agree? He wouldn't believe it. But today it's happening. If they tell him in his dream that a John in that country of Nigeria will tell him to leave the office, he wouldn't agree. But it's happening. And he thinks it's a joke. He thinks it's a joke. Let's watch and see how it's going to play out. Today, he has now realized that you cannot remove a governor in the seat. Today, he has realized that you cannot remove a governor in the seat. You cannot take the governor to court. But he was there when it happened in Imo State. He was there when it happened in Imo State. He never said anything. He was watching, clapping for Buhari. This is an idiot who even came to say that he's going to uphold the Buhari legacy. He said that when they make him president, he's going to uphold Buhari legacy. Dave Umai. This is how he was going to uphold. Of course, that is exactly what he's doing. Upholding Buhari legacy, following everything that is inappropriate. Taking the life of Biafran people. That is how he's upholding Buhari legacy. He said it openly, that he will uphold every legacy of Buhari if they make him president. But thank Chukwu that he's not sleeping. Today, he is facing his own call. And it's not going to end there. Every one of them, including Hope Uzodinma will be the most, he will die in a shameful death. His own disgrace will be worst. His own will be worst. Biafran people, we don't have any representation in the Akotoko Nigeria. We don't have anybody that is representing us. We don't have any single representation in that British company called Nigeria. That Niger area, there is no representation of the Biafran people in the Niger area. We are not part of it. We are not part of it. And that is why we want to go home. We want to go home by all means possible. Our Dudua brothers are preparing and they're going home. Our Dudua brothers, they are working hard to go home. Thank God our brothers on the boat have been released. And the struggle continues. Very soon, our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is the leader of the struggle of Biafra, very soon he's going to come out. He's going to come out. It doesn't matter the propaganda. It doesn't matter how you wish. Like people who are wishing that he doesn't come out. Some people are already wishing by their action, by their behavior. You see that they are wishing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out. By what they say, by their actions. If you know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out, why would you remove him as the director of Radio Biafra? Why? If you know fully well that he's going to come out. Even if you want to act on his behalf, must you remove him? Must you remove him as the director of Radio Biafra? Must you remove him legally or in writing? Must you remove it? If you believe that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out. Because removing his name there does not have anything to do with this case. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in every of his broadcasts, introduced himself as the director of Radio Biafra. How do you think that removing him will change anything in the court? Every single video that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made, before he started the broadcast, he will introduce himself as the director of Radio Biafra until the day he was kidnapped. Until the day he was kidnapped, he always introduced himself as the director of Radio Biafra. And all of a sudden, you wake up and you remove him as the director of Radio Biafra. Then that will make the case not to, that will make them not to know him again as director of Radio Biafra. Is there any sense in that? Is there any sense in that? The removal of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as the director of Radio Biafra is mischievous. It's only a mischievous man with mischievous agenda that will do that. Some of them said that it was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that permitted it. Permitted who? That it was instruction from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gives you a power of attorney to work for him, it doesn't mean that you remove him as a director. You can act as with the power of attorney that he gave you. You can say act while he remains the director. You must not remove him. And when you see the way they did it and the way they hid the whole information, you will see the mischievous move that they're making. These are the group of people who believe that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not be free. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be freed earlier than you expect. He will definitely become out. Our duty as Biafran is to protect every legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. On the 12th, the fundraising of ESN is coming on the 12th. I posted the flyer on my page. Every one of us have to come and support that fundraising. Every single one of us have to support the fundraising any way you can. Any way you can support the fundraising to support Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to support the ESN, join the fundraisings on the 12th. On the 12th, support the fundraising. Support it the best way you can. It is our responsibility. It is our responsibility to hold that flag flying until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out. To keep his legacy intact. There are so many important legacies that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have kept that we know him. There are things that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is known for. There are things that he's known for. There are things that he has established. There are things that are his signatory. We must make sure that all those things are intact until he comes. As for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu coming out, he is going to come out. It is you and I that will make his coming out faster than ever. That is why we are calling on massive civil disobedience. Civil disobedience in Biafra land. It is a must. Every Biafran have to engage in it. You are not just doing it for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are doing it for yourself and for your unborn children, for your generation unborn. That is one thing we fail to understand. Each time we are talking about civil disobedience, do this, sit at home, you are doing all those actions. All those actions you are taking those actions for your unborn generation. You are taking that action for your unborn generation. You are not just doing it for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are doing it for your own self and for your unborn generation. And that is the only way we can be able to get our freedom. Each time somebody is talking about the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have it at the back of your mind that that person is talking about your freedom, the freedom of Biafra, the coming of Biafra. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released, automatically Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out with the flag of Biafra. That is why you must have to fight and fight and fight like never before. If the Janjaweed knew what they know today, they wouldn't have arrested Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If Janjaweed knew, if they knew what they know today, if they know today that they themselves are activating the coming of Biafra, they would have not arrested Mazi. They would have not kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But of course, that is how Chukwu Okebe does his work. That is how Chukwu Okebe does his work. When Chukwu Okebe wants to do something, he can do it with anybody. He can use an enemy to do what he wants to do. He can use anybody to do anything he wants to do. And that is exactly what is playing out. If they had known what they know today, they will not kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They will not dare it. But because Chukwu Okebe has planted it that for, we have to follow it up. It is your responsibility to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody can free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The United Nations cannot free him. The politicians cannot free him. Their so-called political solution cannot free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The lawyers and the judge cannot even free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They can't. The people that will free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are the ordinary people, you and I. Our action, our civil disobedience, what we are doing is what will free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Even the lawyers cannot free him. I'm telling you, the lawyers and the judges. If they can free him, common change of clothes, common law order of visit 2 times in a week, common order of visit, their court gave that order. A judge gave that order. A lawyer spoke and judge gave that order. Allow him visit 2 times in a week. They violated the 4 good times. They never allowed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to have a visit. Change your clothes. Spoken by the judge and the court. Did they obey? So many things that the judge and court have ordered. Did they obey it? That tells you that you should not have any hope in the court of your enemy. Don't have any hope in the court of the slave master. Don't have any hope in the man that is slaving you. You have to rise up and fight. Freedom doesn't come cheap. If anybody is telling you that you're going to get the freedom in a platter of gold, it has never happened before, and it will not happen. It has never happened before, and it will not happen. You cannot get in the platter of gold. You must have to work for it. You must have to work for it. Work for your freedom. If you want freedom, you have to work for freedom to come. And that is what we are doing. That is why we are speaking on a daily basis. Coming out to speak. We are not speaking out of hate. We are not talking against people. We are not speaking out of hate. We are speaking out of love. Out of love for every indigenous tribe in the country of Nigeria to be free and be able to defend their territory. Be able to utilize that very gift that Chukwu Okebe has given them in their land. To be able to use their mineral resources to develop themselves. This is the only reason why we are doing what we are doing. It is not out of hate. It is not out of hate of anybody. The Fulani Caliphate and the Janjaweed, we did not make them enemy. We didn't call them enemy. They were the people that made themselves enemy to the people. They are the people that by themselves made themselves enemy to the indigenous people of Biafra. They made themselves enemy to all indigenous persons in the country of Nigeria. The Fulanis made themselves enemy. People did not call them enemy. They came to the Hausas. They brought the enmity, destroyed Hausas, and take everything the Hausas have. The only thing left for Hausas is language. Now they want to penetrate to the south. They went to Middle Belt. They destroyed life. Take over lands. They want to come to the south. When they came to the south, we said no. So how does that make us the aggressor? We are not the aggressor. The aggressors are the Fulani, and they are the ones who are domineering. But when you see them, they will preach that message of domineering against us. They will say we are dominating, that we want to dominate them. We are domineering. But in the actual sense, they are the ones who are dominating. At every given point, in all their actions, in all their deeds, they will try to dominate. They will try to dominate people. In their actions, the way they behave, the way they do things. They want to dominate. Is that the best way? That is not the best way of life. That is not the best way to do things. They made themselves enemy. And my people say that Onya juru anaghị ajụ onwe. Onya juru anaghị ajụ onwe. If they don't want us, they hate us, we cannot hate ourselves equally. They hate us, they don't want us, we love ourselves, and we want to live. So we have to fight for our life. It's a matter of life and death. That is what the Biafran people are fighting for. And we must live. No man born of a woman can take our land. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says, no inch of Biafra land will be given to the caliphate. No inch of Biafra land will be given to caliphate. It doesn't matter how they try. We cannot give any inch of our land to them. That is why we have to support the ESN. Every one of us has to support ESN. On the 12th of this month, come out and support the ESN in the fundraising. Support the ESN. Forget about all the nonsense they are writing and all the rubbish they are talking. Go and check some of them who are talking. When you see the right of where they're writing, some are saying they are confused. They are confused now. You don't know where to. Why are you confused? You are confused because you are evil. You see somebody, oh, I don't know whether to which account will I pay. I don't know which account to support. Some say, I donated $30. I want my money back. Why should it be this? You are evil. If you say you don't know where to go or whom to follow, you are evil. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the one that gave the Umeri account by himself. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when he brought that Umeri account, he said, transfer every money in IPOB to Umeri account. Every money, channel all the money to Umeri account. That was the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have not changed that order. He never changed it. Any other person who is bringing any other account is just a deceiver. Any other account apart from Umeri account is a fraud. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by himself gave the Umeri account and directed that every money in IPOB should be sent to Umeri account. But all of a sudden, some people who believe they know better, they are changing the order of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why they are going to the extent of removing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as the director of Radio Biafra. They are removing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as the director of Radio Biafra, the indigenous people of Biafra. But can they succeed? They will never succeed. It doesn't matter how corny they try to be. It doesn't matter how corny they try to be. Every Biafran living today, not only Biafran, any man living the planet today know that the person who is in charge of Biafran struggle today is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the charge of Biafran struggle, and he established the Radio Biafra. He is the director of Radio Biafra. It doesn't matter how you hide it. We will continue to fight until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. It is the responsibility of every Biafran. We must not stop whatever we are doing. If anybody is advising you to play it low, that person is an enemy. Don't mind them. Increase the intensity. Increase intensity. Anything you are doing, intensify in anything you are doing. If you're praying, pray more. Pray more. Add fasting to your prayer. If you're sitting at home, tighten the sit at home. Sit at home more. If you can add more days, add more days. Anything you are doing, if you're fighting, fight more than you have ever done before. If you're protesting, protest more than you have ever. If you're broadcasting, broadcast more than you have ever done before. Anything we are doing, we have to intensify, increase it. Don't slow it down, because the Janjaweed is not playing slow. The Janjaweed is moving faster than you know. You see blackmail from everywhere. Anything they see, they bring that a blackmail. They brought a blackmail of a child soldier fighting for ESN. What a blackmail. When you see the Janjaweed and their caliphate, you see their children playing with AK-47 everywhere. You see the videos of the caliphate giving the Fulani caliphate, training their children with AK-47. You see it on videos everywhere. Their women and their children holding AK-47 playing. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody talked about. Nobody's saying anything about it today. They want to talk about a child soldier in ESN. Everything they want to make it a topic. Every single thing they want to make it a topic. As Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is preparing to come to court, they are trying to bring all manner of propaganda. Because they have nothing against him. All they depend on is on propaganda. They will get one propaganda and the other one, try to promote it and see if you're going to fly. But we are awake. We are watching them. That is why we are on the media. We are watching them. Before they get there, we already know where they're going and we stop them. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect everybody who have shared this video today. I say, may Chukwu Okike guide and protect you. I appreciate everyone who has followed me on this very channel today. Every hand has shared this video. Chukwu Okike will protect you. You will see the end of 2022. 2022 will never see your end. No evil formed or fashioned against you shall prosper. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every Ududua person, every indigenous tribe in that country called Nigeria. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every Biafran across the world. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect Sunday Igboho. Give him good health, strengthen him, and continue to empower him more and more. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, wherever he is at this moment. Let Chukwu Okike send doctors spiritually to continue to minister to him. Any poison that have been injected into his body will never have effect. Any attack against him will never have effect. No weapon formed or fashioned against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. Very soon he's going to join us and we will celebrate and rejoice because Biafra is close. Remember, from 15 onwards, it is going to be a different ball game. Prepare yourself for what is about to happen. Prepare yourself, wherever you are. Prepare yourself for what is about to happen. Prepare yourself for the war ahead. If you're in Biafra land, prepare yourself for what is about to happen. We will continue until Biafra comes. We will continue until Biafra comes. We cannot relent in our effort. Continue everything you are doing. Anything you are doing to see that Biafra comes, continue in it. It is not a wasted effort. If you're sharing video, it is not a wasted effort. If you're broadcasting, it is not a wasted effort. Concentrate on the freedom. As long as you are requesting for the freedom of your own people, it doesn't matter your tribe, it doesn't matter your location, it doesn't matter your religion, it doesn't matter. As long as you're sincerely pursuing freedom for your people, Chukwu Okike will strengthen you and you must be free. Thank you so much for watching wherever you're watching from. And remember this. Bye-bye. See you again tomorrow by the special grace of Chukwu Okike. Or maybe later in the day, I'll be broadcasting in King David. I will broadcast in Chooks for Survivor. I will be on Chooks Survivor later, maybe in few minutes. I'm going to be in Chooks Survivor. So if you have time, you can also join me in Chooks Survivor, where I will share some other videos and some other things that I have in stock to share. Thank you so much. I remember. See you tomorrow.